All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we are actually live in full effect, and we got the one and only hip-hop veteran, Shady Ray, right here, live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
What's going on, fella? How's everybody out there in the world?
Hey, man, doing best as we can possibly be, man. I hope everything is all good with you and yours out there.
Yeah, man, same can of soup, just reheated.
I gotta say, man, that definitely that pretty well sums up the past 2.5 years, man, with this pandemic and everything shut down, man. It's pretty much a different day, same shit.
Yeah, man. It's really survival of the fittest, for real, for real.
But Shady, I want to take you back, man, to the beginning of your amazing career this far, man. And I have to ask, what actually made you originally decide to pursue a career within the music industry, man? Because your roots run so deep in this hip hop.
That's just what it was. Like I was just always around it. I was always infatuated with it, and I saw opportunity for me in that lane, and I just went with it. But it was always, it was always a part of me. Like everybody in my family was like, you know what I mean, from rapping to DJing to breakdancing to the whole nine. So I was really like born into the culture, really.
And when you say breakdancing as well, did you ever actually venture into the breakdancing aspect of the hip hop industry, or did you just kind of stick with being an MC?
Yeah, no. I was a little too young for that back then. But my older cousins and all that, they did all the breakdancing and all that. But I saw, but no, I never was a breakdancer.
And also, as well, in the late 1990s, you actually became a member of the hip hop trio Dirty Face Angels. I was wondering, what is the story behind that group? And of course, how did you guys originally come together and form Dirty Face?
Oh yeah, shout out to Mo and Kenny Black. That actually kind of happened by accident because they're quite older than me. So what happened was my cousin Rich Nice. I was actually out here for a funeral, and my cousin Rich Nice was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take you to the studio." So I had no idea that I was gonna be on the song. At that time, it was me, Greg Nice, and Nice and Smooth, Kenny Black, and Mo. And so he wound up putting me on the song with them. And the guy who was actually on the label that they were signed to, he liked the way the song came out so much that he asked me would I be a part of the group. So I was like, yeah. At that time, I was young and I was hungry and eager, and I was like, yeah. It was a little different from what I typically did musically, but it made me become a better MC. It made me expand and jump into a lane that I probably wouldn't have had otherwise.
And I have to ask, man, just being at such a young age, so early on within your career, what was it like actually just being in the studio and watching Nice and Smooth, like just work, man? Because that must have been a surreal experience for any hip hop fan going in to the genre of hip hop, actually being an MC themselves.
I mean, I can say that I learned a lot. I learned stage presence from them. You know what I mean? And remember when I got introduced to them and I was on the road with them, this was in the later stages of their career. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot, man. I got to meet a lot of people. I got to be around a lot of legendary people. I got to have legendary experiences. So, I always have love and always be grateful to Nice and Smooth opportunity.
And also, as well, in the year 1999, Dirty Face Angels actually released the 12-inch single titled "It's Not a Game" and 6 MCs on the B-side. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about this particular 12-inch vinyl, and of course, I have to ask, did you guys ever actually come out with a full-length feature album as well?
No, we had an album's worth of material, but we never put out an album. We put out a few singles. You said it's not a game. It's not a game. Yeah, I did the hook on that one. And what was the other? The Six MCs. The Six MCs. That was actually they took somebody off of there, and I took somebody's place. That's how I wound up on there. I can't remember the story. I can't remember who they took off, but somebody got taken off on that record so they could put me on there. And that was a vinyl. That actually did well overseas. Like, people still ask about that, and it's funny because that was like the beginning. That's when I really got to really start getting my chops wet in this game.
And I actually saw as well that on Discogs, just actually today in 2022, to actually get your hands actually on a 12-inch vinyl of that is actually $115. That's not even including the shipping, man. So people are definitely pricing their secondhand copies really high.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy because I think I have two copies. I have one in my house somewhere here, and I have my mother has one on her wall in her house. That's the only two I have, so that's crazy. So whoever's selling it for that, God bless it. It's definitely not me.
I gotta say as well, especially when it's one of your very first projects as well, right? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the only way someone would get that off you is if they rob you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I hope that doesn't happen, man. You know.
And you know the crazy story with that vinyl is that the most of the vinyls got caught up in a fire because Pete Black, who owned the label, his navigator was in the shop, and the shop caught on fire in the Bronx, and it had the albums in there, so it burned like the bulk of the albums got burnt in the fire.
Did anything actually happen to like get saved or anything like that? Was anything salvageable, or was everything completely gone?
No, pretty much. But whatever between me, Kenny Black, and I don't know what Pete may have and Mo. But that's pretty much it. I don't even think. I think I might be the only one who has one of those albums on hand out of all of us who's actually even rapping on it. Kenny Black may have it because he's good like that.
And also as well, going into the 2000s, I actually saw via Discogs that you were actually featured on Mike Jones's project Before the Rise on the song Still Trippin', alongside Slim Thug and Missy Elliott and a bunch of other legendary artists as well. I have to ask, how did you originally get connected with Mike Jones? And of course, what was it like just being in the studio working with him?
Well, me personally, I never met Mike Jones. The way I got on that project was because Big Time, who originally produced that song, Big Time, and that was Big Time actually put me on that Big Time, and that was I met Big Time through Rich Nice, and it was a gentleman named Brad. I came from Texas. I can't remember Brad's name, but me and Big Time had been building the studio for a few days. So it was him. Like, stop Big Time. It was him that between him and Rich, that's how I got on that project. I mean, I don't even know how I got on that album, but that's how I did the song. It was originally done for a project that Rich Nice had put out.
And I gotta say as well, man, it's crazy how certain songs will actually land in the hands of certain individuals, man. I gotta say, whoever actually did send that song to Mike Jones, man, I gotta say, they definitely did some phenomenal things with it, man, because just looking at the list of this 3-disc CD record is just phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, shout out to whoever put it out there. I ain't get no money for it, but, thanks for the look anyway.
And also as well, you were actually a member of another group as well, actually called Lord Mobb. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about this group, and of course, how did you guys originally get connected and form the Lord Mobb?
Well, the Lord Mobb is actually a label that Flea Lord and Me Fuck started. I don't know if you're familiar with Flea Lord. I'm sure you should be.
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
yeah. So that's something that Flea started, and I'm honored that Flea chose me to get down with him in his movement and all that. So it's nothing but love, and shout out to all my Lord Mobb brothers, especially Doughboy, Flea, Me Funks, G4 Jag, Funk P, TF, Syfe. Man, if I'm forgetting anybody, my heart is in the right place. I just can't remember everybody because there's so many of us and everybody's fire.
And I got to say, you guys definitely are a phenomenal collective as well. And like you said, there's so many members, man. So many members within one legendary group, man. You guys are definitely doing some big things.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Stars Coleman, too.
And also, as well, February 26th of last year, 2021, Lord Mobb actually released the record titled Lord Mobb Compilation Volume 1 that was actually hosted by the one and only Peter Rosenberg. I was wondering if you can actually shed some light on this particular project, and of course, what actually made you guys decide to bring Peter in to actually host that phenomenal record?
That was a Flea. Flea put that whole project together. Flea made the call, and he's the one that got Mr. Rosenberg to host that for us. And again, that was Flea that he got all of us together, and it was funny because we all because all of us, we all from all different places. So they flew everybody out, and we had rooms, and we got in the studio, and we had like a whole Lord Mobb weekend. And the video, that's when me and Jag actually shot that video with this biscuit, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, the Internet in the Streets joint. Yeah, so it's been all love.
And I have to ask as well, when you actually got flown out there and everybody got together, I have to ask, what was it like just working alongside Peter Rosenberg?
Well, we wasn't there. I wasn't there for that. I was there for all the recording, and then the music got sent over to Peter. You know what I mean? So Peter wasn't in the studio with us when we did it. But it was all of us, everybody else, like all the Lord Mobb artists. Havoc was there. So it was quite a few people there.
And I gotta say as well, it definitely is a phenomenal project, man. And it's crazy how albums work. You know what I mean? Because it sounded like you guys and Peter Rosenberg were all there, man. Just the chemistry on that record, it was just put together so perfectly, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, no. Flea did a good job, man. Flea did a good job.
And also as well, Christmas Eve of 2021, so just this past Christmas Eve, you actually released a phenomenal 10-track album titled Bloodwork. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this most recent release of yours. And of course, where can we actually buy or stream ourselves a copy of this particular release today?
Bloodwork, it's available on every platform. So you can get it from anywhere, from Amazon to Apple to Spotify to Tidal to Pandora. It's everywhere. That's my first release on Lord Mobb. That was put together by Doughboy from Doughboy Networks, and that's my boy Sushi. That's a collective album with me and my boy Sushi, because he did every single beat on there. So shouts out to Sushi.
And I have to ask as well, is there any hard copies or vinyl copies available that our listeners can actually go out and purchase? That way they can actually add it to their hard copy collection?
We actually in the process of getting hard copies and vinyls. The vinyl situation with all these companies been so backed up with trying to get vinyls that it's been crazy, because all of a sudden vinyls is a big thing again. So we definitely had the wheel in motion. We've definitely placed the orders. I'm just waiting to get a guaranteed date that I can give to people, because I don't want to BS to people and then it's not available, but it's definitely in motion.
And I gotta say as well, like in my personal opinion, that album is absolutely phenomenal. So when the vinyls do come out, make sure you let me know, and I definitely will put my name down for one of those, man. My favorite joint off that record is actually Fine China.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's one of my favorites too. That's one of my favorites too. That's one of my favorites. I'm actually got some videos set up that I'm gonna knock out some videos. It's just been so crazy because my schedule been so crazy with this COVID and just getting everything together with all these different projects and still working. Because I got like another 2 or 3 projects already in the can, and so and we still working. So yeah, that's what it is. And that make sure y'all go y'all check for that TF2 Blaine, Kansas. That's coming out February. I forgot the exact date. In a couple of weeks. Make sure y'all tune in. And I pray for the Evil 3. That Flea Lord's coming soon too.
And I have to ask as well, aside from all the releases that you actually just mentioned that are coming soon, what is next for yourself, Shady Ray? Is there anything we happen to miss during this broadcast? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? What we still got you here live on the Canadian FM dial here this evening?
I mean, if the people didn't get to tap in right before I put out the blood work, I also put out the Blood, Sweat, and Tears. The Doughboy presents Blood, Sweat, and Tears with me and G4 Jag. That's an awesome project too, and I got some peoples on there too. I got some nice features and everything on there too. And that Blood Pool album, which came out before the Blood, Sweat, and Tears album.
And also, Shady,
that's just a couple.
Oh,
I'm sorry, my bad.
No, my apologies. Go ahead, man. You got the floor. My apologies.
No. I was just telling people, to get some other projects they could get familiar with. You know what I mean? Tap in.
And also, Shady, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that does slide into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give, shout-outs to whomever they want to give shout-outs to, but most of all, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything Shady Ray and, of course, the Lord Mobb, if they're not already doing so.
Oh, yeah, my Instagram, everything, my Instagram, my Twitter, everything is Shady Ray 104. That's SHADYRAY 104. And you can find me everywhere. That's me. And I definitely want to shout out Lord Mobb. I definitely want to shout you guys out for even having me and extending your platform to me. I definitely appreciate it. As much love and always love for that. I want to shout out the whole Lord Mobb, Lee Fucks, everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody who show love. Shout out my relative Big French and Rich Nice. You know what I mean? Gutter, Big H, Young Act, Moms, yeah. Funk P, TF, the whole mob.
And I gotta say, Shady, first and foremost, man, thank you so much for just taking the time out of your busy evening and sliding into the 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM airways, man. It definitely was an honor and most definitely a privilege, man. And hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Yeah, man. Whenever, man. I'm always available for y'all, man. Like I said, I appreciate y'all extending y'all platform. That's big. You know what I mean? That's big. I see you guys. I see you guys is moving. I see you guys. You know what I mean? You guys do a lot and do a lot of interviews. So I definitely appreciate the opportunity. We're gonna stay tapped in.
Hey, man, you are most certainly welcome, and the same goes for you as well, man. Anything you need radio-wise, my DM is always open, man. You already know we're connected. Don't hesitate to reach out, man.
All right, for sure. And I'm going to make sure I send you some of the new music, too.
Hey, man, most definitely. If you send it, we here in Canada are definitely going to spin it, Shady. I appreciate you, man, and definitely have yourself a wonderful night, and I'm quite sure we definitely shall talk soon.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate you guys, man. One love, Canada. Inglewood to Canada, man.
Most definitely, man. One love as well, right back at you from across the pond, man. Have yourself a wonderful night, Shady.
You too.